Ladies and gentlemen, now that the Nintendo Switch 2 has been out for a few days and we're all getting kind of used to the console and learning how everything works, we're also starting to find some very interesting secrets or Easter eggs and secrets, a bit of both of them. And in this video, I'm going to show you some crazy secrets. Some of them are wacky and whimsical, and some of them just make your Nintendo Switch 2 like way better. You don't want to miss this stuff. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So like I was saying, some of this is like, oh cool, a little Easter egg, and some of this is like, wow, I just made my Nintendo Switch 2 like way faster somehow. And it's a big mixture of both of those. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our amazing communities growing. And yeah, I'll be giving away a bunch of eShop gift cards and Switch 2s. Stay on the lookout. Make sure you're a subscriber. Make sure you're following my social medias. Make sure you like and comment on all the videos to help the algorithms. What should we start with? Let's start with some... Oh, I know what we'll start with. Okay, let's just start with the simple ones. The button sounds. You know, this has been a thing since the Switch. We know you can log in like that. But you can also press all the buttons, like the left thumbstick, right thumbstick. One of my favorites is select. Also the start button. For comparison, let's do the Switch Lite. Now before we get into some more whimsical secrets, I'm going to teach you a few to make your Switch 2 even better. Like yes, the Nintendo Switch 2 is way faster, better loading times, better eShop, and I'm not arguing against that, and I think that's fantastic, but we can make this even faster, and you do that by going to your internet settings. First, click your Wi-Fi and then go to change settings. Go down to DNS settings, and where it says automatic, you want to click manual. And this is what you need to enter right here. 001 001 001 and 001, and make sure you have those little decimals or periods or dots, whatever you want to call them, in between each one. And then for the secondary, you're going to enter 001 00 00 I'm not even saying it right, am I? 001 000 000. I sound like a robot. What is going on here? Just enter what I'm putting on the screen, not what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what you want your secondary or your backup to be, and then hit save. And whenever you're downloading games or you're just browsing the eShop or doing whatever, this has improved my internet modestly about like 25%. I mean, I kind of feel like the eShop was already like this, but trust me, it's good to use this for your internet. Now, that's not the only thing you can do. By going to your Wi-Fi settings, you can also access the web browser. And I showed you guys that in a video yesterday, so I'll just insert that clip now. All you have to do is go over to your system settings, go over to internet and internet settings. Then just click your Wi-Fi and go to change settings. Then go down to DNS. See DNS settings right here? Where it says automatic, you just need to click manual. And I already have this saved right here. This is a number you need to enter, 045 period 055 period 142 period 122. And then once you have entered that, just hit OK. And then you're going to keep secondary DNS exactly the way it is. And then, yeah, go to save. And now settings have been saved. And then it'll search for the network. And then once your network pops up again, connect to this network. Now your system will try to connect, but it will not connect. And that's exactly what you want to happen, because now when you click that, looky there. We have DuckDuckGo, Switch Brew dashboard, go to Google. We're on the web browser with a computer mouse. How do you actually click stuff? Maybe like this? And then very simple. Now there is a few Easter eggs that you can find from this menu. In one of them, you have to be in mouse mode. So what you need to do once you're in mouse mode is go over your controllers, and then right here where it says how to use mouse controls, you're gonna hit next, next, and then right here it's saying to like look at all these buttons. Okay, got it. And then there's a small little like Wii Play Easter egg right here where you can actually pop these balloons. I know it's not like that interesting, but small stuff like this, I don't know. I'm just a sucker for this type of stuff. Now let me show you something crazy you can do with your Nintendo Switch 2. We're gonna pop these off, and we can pair a Joy-Con and a Switch 2 Joy-Con. Look at that. Why would you need to do this? I don't know, but it can be done, and it's goofy, and yeah, I mean, I really don't know why you would need to do this, but the fact that it can be done, just, I find it so funny, and like, well, I said it's dumb, but yeah, I find it dumb, and I like doing dumb stuff. Okay, I'm actually sitting here editing this video right now, and I wrote down something. I didn't even put it in the video, and that is an extra secret or whatever, and that is that you don't need the Nintendo Switch 2 camera to work. You could use, say, an off-brand one, or a third-party one, but it can go a step further. You can use like just a regular streaming camera, right? Everybody kind of assumed that would work, but that's also the case. But it even goes a step, well, actually like multiple steps further, and you can kind of use any camera at all. And when I say any camera, I really mean that. For instance, you can use an iPhone camera, like the phone that I'm recording this off right now. Or we could take it back to way back in the day, and you can use a damn Game Boy camera as your Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Now, let's talk about one of my favorite consoles of all time, and that is the GameCube. I think partly because it's one of the consoles that I got new in my entire life, is why I'm so attached to it. I didn't get it launch day. The Switch 2 is actually my very first launch console of all time. But I got a GameCube, whatever year it came out, I think 2001, on Black Friday that year. So it was still a new console, but God, I'm so nostalgic for the damn GameCube. Now that it's on Nintendo Classics or Nintendo Online or whatever they're calling it, of course there's going to be some Easter eggs there, right? Now we know the whole menu system has all of these GameCube sounds. But some people are wondering, why does it not start with like the classic GameCube intro? And as far as I know, it will for a few reasons. One, I heard as long as you have the GameCube controller plugged in or attached or whatever, and that's how you open the GameCube app, it will do the classic GameCube intro. But also I heard you can just press left on the analog stick when you're opening the app, and it will start that way. Now before we get into a really useful secret, here's a secret that I found on Twitter, and it's awesome to me. So this person says, I can't be the only one who noticed this, right? So shout out to FirisYT on Twitter. And what they're doing is going over, well, I'll show you what they're doing. When you click that view more, it's that dong sound. Dong. Whoa. Whoa, why are you talking about dongs, Mr. Robot Joe? It's that little bell sound. And they're saying this is the same sound from Earthbound, right? And I have played Earthbound. I don't think I've ever beat it. It's an incredible game though. So I can't say from experience this is true or not, but when they play the Earthbound music behind it, it's like, oh, it does sound like that. Now, that's the surface level secret here, right? This is where it gets so freaking interesting. That's the Earthbound sound on the Nintendo Switch 2. What day did a Nintendo Switch 2 launch in America? Well, that day is June 5th. This is from Wikipedia right here. Earthbound was released on June 5th, 1995 in North America. So at first you're like, well, maybe that's the sound, but I can't tell. But the fact that the Switch 2 launched on June 5th and Earthbound in America launched on June 5th, we gotta call a spade here. That's definitely what's going on here. So yeah, what a cool secret, right? What a weird and fun Easter egg. Now I'm gonna teach you two secrets to make your Nintendo Switch 2 even better. Well, I guess one of them will make it be or play or look better, but one of them will make it last longer. So I learned this from somebody named Josikai100 on Reddit. You need to stop charging your Switch 2 around 90%. That is an option in the settings. If you do that, well, it's just going to make your battery last way freaking longer. They say right here, limiting the battery charging to 90% has a beneficial effect for its long-term health. Constantly charging a lithium battery up to 100% reduces its capacity in the long run. And my MacBook that I'm using right now. This is what I edit my videos on. This is what I use every day. It has a feature where it always stops charging around 80%, and I'm always like, why does it do that? But I guess I know why now. And yeah, you learn something new every day. Now, the second one I think is a game changer, and this is changing the HDR setting to compatible software only. Okay, this is something you need to do. And that's because HDR for compatible software only avoids the Switch 2 trying to recreate fake HDR for games that don't support it by arbitrarily changing the luminosity, contrast, etc. in a really poor way. And I was wondering why some stuff looked like a tiny bit off, but once I changed the setting, I was like, am I blind? That was not a tiny bit off at all. It looks way freaking better now. I just feel like this is the only way you should have this setting now, compatible software only. And reading the comments under this post, people were like, oh my god, like you changed my life, man. I was thinking, man, the Switch 2 it's great, but does it really look like this for some games? Yeah. These two settings right here, one is going to make it last longer and the one's going to make it look way better. We went over how to make it faster. I think we learned some very important stuff in this video, very interesting stuff, and it's just fun. This is I'm recording this video on Saturday. The Switch 2 came out on Thursday. That's 3 days that all of these secrets right here have been learned. We were still learning stuff about the Nintendo Switch like last year probably. So time will tell, man, but very fun stuff. I'm very happy with the console, and I like making videos like this. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know any Easter eggs that I skipped over or any secrets. I would love to hear from you guys. This is one of my favorite things ever to do, is find little random stuff like this. And make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our communities growing, because we are growing on both platforms. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.